Hello, my monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I bring to you something pretty darn goofy. I see that Death Guard is on the rise. It's been on the rise for quite some time, as quite a few of my subs are believers in Nurgle, followers of Nurgle, I guess I should say. And I think the aesthetic is kind of cool, but I just haven't gotten a Death Guard myself. And with that, I should put now, just hold on to your hats, everybody. There are so many channels on YouTube for where you can get serious uh, Death Guard and Nurgle advice. I don't play the army, so I am going to do in this video what I think I do best. Find something really fucking funny. So if you want serious and oh this will not be competitive, I'm not going to provide that today. Today we are talking about something fucking goofy. You have been warned. So that out the way, Death Guard is known for being a bit of they're the tank class out of the Chaos gods. You got your warrior fighter, you got your tank, your healer tank, your mage, your ranger. So we are going to make our tank class as tanky as hell. And it starts, of course, with spread the sickness. And I should say, reading this, like you know what it is and everything. But I hope you all are ready for your codex when that happens, because I have a this is my feeling, right? I don't want to jinx it, but this looks pretty similar to what I have in Invasion Fleet and Tyranids, and we're still using Invasion Fleet. So like, hey, I'm just saying it'd be hard to top this. That aside, for today's idea, we're going with Skull Squirm Blight. While an enemy unit is within contagion range of this unit, worsen the ballistic skill and weapon skill characteristic of weapons equipped by models in that enemy unit by 1. Alright, we're going to make it so that people have a harder time to hit the Death Guard. Next, we go, of course, to Mortarion, who you are bringing. Now, Morty already can give the entire shebang of uh, remove mods or whatever, right? So, with his new 300 point cost, a lot of people have been bringing Morty. And this time, we're going to be talking about using the Miasma of Pestilence, in which, while a friendly Death Guard unit is within 6 inches of this model, each time a ranged attack targets that unit, models in that unit have the benefit of cover against that attack. Any Death Guard unit, doesn't have to just be infantry or anything like that, any unit gets benefit of cover. Now, of course, for actual play, you're probably using Diseased Influence or Toxic Presence, but just to be annoying as hell, we are going to be using Miasma of Pestilence. Next, of course, the Death Shroud Terminators. Everybody is talking about running 18 Death Shroud Terminators. So we're going to be running Death Shroud Terminators. While a character model is leading this unit, each time an attack targets this unit, if the strength characteristic of that attack is greater than this unit's toughness characteristic, subtract 1 from the wound roll. So that means for most things, they will be wounding you on 4s. You're coming in with T6, 2 of Safe Warp Invuln, 3 wounds a model. We know that that is not the easiest thing to lift with -1 to wound. Then we go over to the Death Guard Sorcerer and Terminator armor. This is what all the pros are doing. I was like, why? And then I read the shit. So, Putrescent Vitality. At the start of the fight phase, you can roll 1d6 on a 1. This Psyker's unit suffers T3 mortal wounds on a 2 up until the end of the phase. Each time an attack is allocated to a model in this Psyker's unit, subtract 1 from the damage characteristic of that attack. Alright, everything seems perfectly normal so far. Maybe I've spoiled it in the thumbnail where we're going with this. Can't remember if I did. Well, can't remember, as in I haven't done it yet. Future me does that. But so far, so good, right? I haven't lost you. You go, yeah. Mortarion plus Death Guard, Sorcerer, and Terminator with Death Shroud, Terminators. Seems fine, seems normal. Everybody's running it, right? What if What if? Okay? Now, I was like, holy shit, a fortification that actually might do something. And it won't do much, but it infiltrates. Uh Not every fortification has these luxuries. Now, if you're looking for infiltration in your Nurgle army, you're probably just allying Nurglings. But you have a 115 point infiltrator that is T10, 3 of save, 12 wounds. It has a flamer that ignores cover, 2d6, strength 3, AP 0, damage 1. And at first I was like, okay, well, that's just awful. And not to say that it's good in any way, but you're playing Death Guard, and you have the option to make it so that you are subtracting 1 toughness from your enemies. So that wounding T4 on 5 means that you are now wounding T4 on 4. But you also have Putrescent Fog. While a friendly Death Guard unit is wholly within 6 inches of this fortification, each time an attack targets that unit, subtract 1 from the hit roll. This thing infiltrates for 115 points, is T10, 3 up save, 12 wounds, can give -1 to hit for any friendly Death Guard unit, including Mortarion, who can be giving himself the benefit of cover. Now, you don't need both of those things on Mortarion. Like, you just don't. However, it is really funny for a 5 up Feel No Pain to have essentially stealth, -1 on the skill going into the shots, and benefit of cover being T12. So, the Miasmic Malignifier, kind of funny, and each time a ranged attack is allocated to a model, if that model is not fully visible to every model in that attacking unit because of this fortification, that model has the benefit of cover against that attack. It also gives you terrain features in a way. You, ba-doop-da-doo, can get benefit of cover this way too. If they're not close enough to Morty, but they're close enough or just behind this thing, some way, somehow, benefit of cover. Really fucking funny so far. To me. You might not be laughing, but I did warn you in the beginning. Then we go back to a little bit more sense. We will be giving Death Guard Infantry a Feel No Pain of a 6 up with the Death Guard Demon Prince on legs. T11 to save 4 up invuln 10 wounds. While a friendly Death Guard Infantry unit is within contagion range of this model, models in that unit have the Feel No Pain 6 up ability. That will be helping out the Death Shroud Terminators and Death Guard Sorcerer and Terminator armor. Of course, all while possibly getting -1 to hit, -1 skill going in, benefit of cover. Now, that's just another thing. That's not too bad for 160 points. Like, 160 points, 11, 2 up, 4 up, 10? Yeah, not too bad. Now, the weapon profile is a bit lacking on that front, but for an anti-infantry 2 up, ignores cover torrent, D6 attacks, that's also still just not bad. Clear some chaff out the way. Melee weapons, not the worst either. Then we go to the Death Guard Hellbrute, and I don't know what's up with you Chaos Legions and not wanting to run your Hellbrutes. I kinda get it. Like, you didn't sign up just to use Hellbrutes everywhere. But at the same time, looking at all of you all's Hellbrutes, they kind of do the thing you want to do, and then you all swear that it's not, and then you get like a shittier thing next to it. So the Death Guard Hellbrute I find funny because each time this model is selected to shoot or fight after it has finished making its attacks, select one enemy unit that was hit by one or more of those attacks until the start of your next turn. That enemy unit is always considered to be within contagion range of this model. So, if something is within contagion range, yeah, you just eat it something over there 48 inches, right? Just to get it in contagion range to do even funnier shit. We're talking about 130 points, T9 to upsave 8 wounds. Now, I can relate to the fact that my Screamer Killer is 145 points for 2 more wounds. Um, yeah, that's all I got. My Screamer Killer doesn't do a lot of that, and it has an 18-inch weapon. Did I mention that? 18-inch weapon. Yeah. So, Hell Brutes. Maybe take them out. I understand you have better things for kind of cheaper. But better is more of a side grade in this option. You do have cheaper though. And then we go to the Malignant Plague Caster. In your shooting phase, you can select one enemy unit within 18 inches of and visible to this psyker and roll 1d6. On a 1, this unit takes d3 mortal wounds. On a 2 up until the start of your next shooting phase, each time a model in that enemy unit makes a melee attack, subtract 1 from the wound roll. Now, assuming that the toughness wasn't higher and they already got subtracted for your Depth Shroud Terminators, that means that anything that was aiming for, well, a 4 is going into a 5. And of course, this isn't attaching to those, this is attaching to Plague Marines, which means you have to still bring Plague Marines, but we're here for a funny time, not a good time. Or a great time? Could be good. Funny is good. And then finally, the other thing that, just to round all this shit out, a Plague Surgeon. While this model is leading a unit in your command phase, you can return one destroyed bodyguard model to that unit. Diseased Healing. At the end of your movement phase, you can select one friendly Death Guard infantry character model within 3 inches of this model. That model regains up to 3 lost wounds. Each model can only be selected for this ability once per turn. This can still attach to Plague Marines even if there's another leader to it. So, Plague Surgeon with the Malignant Plague Caster, keep the Plague Marines going, and possibly keep the Death Shroud Terminators going. All of this seems way too hard to deal with. From the Tyranid perspective, I guess I should say. We have some answers, but holy shit, I don't know if we have this many answers, really. And then on to that point, you go, well, you still have to score points, da 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 da. That is true. Nothing is stopping you from allying in like 6 squads of Nurglings for those points somewhere else. How are you doing damage? Do you need to do damage if you can't die? Like, that is one thing. And I didn't scrap up the points together to see where a list of this might be. Maybe I'll do that after I finish recording just to see if I can convince a friend of a friend that has Death Guard to tell me how fucking funny this could be. But yeah, Nurgle players, I've seen you for a while, and I don't have much to tell you that the other 50 million Death Guard channels can't already tell you, usually. But I do funny, and to tell you how to have a good time, or show you how to have a good time with the shit that you have compared to winning everything all the time. So that's where we are. If you like the video, like it. Got a comment for me, comment. And until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.